I'd like to begin this video by thanking Gloomy9728 for suggesting I review this game. And if anyone has a game in mind that they would like me to review, please suggest it in the comments. I greatly appreciate it. Now, Eversoul is an idle gacha game that despises me. But we'll get to that later. For now, let's start with the load up screen of the game and...
Eversoul.
Yeah, for some reason the developers of this game decided that this is what they want new players' first impression to be. You know, this image here, along with this annoying song that doesn't fit it at all, which is also apparently impossible to find online. Because I have gone and searched. I searched through the entire game's OST on YouTube. I have done several Google searches, and even used song detectors, and yet I can't find this song anywhere. It doesn't exist. I don't understand it, but let's move on to something else instead of getting locked onto this. Such as the fact that after downloading the game, I didn't have to spend over an hour waiting on this screen for further downloads to complete.
Why is this loading so much
Now I don't
slower
know
than
I don't know for sure why it took so long to download. Normally my laptop would finish something twice this size in half the time. But I guess the game decided I need to listen to this song for a while. I mean, you can't find it anywhere else online, so
Blow faster, damn it.
guess they decided, hey, it's here. The only place you're gonna hear it. Listen. You don't have a choice. Now, what comes next to basic set for the story? That being the classic, you've been isekai'd to the future of the world and you're heralded as the savior. To which the game then gives a very lackluster tutorial on building a team and throws you into the combat. Now, the actual gameplay of this game is certainly gameplay. Basically, all you do is watch your team fight. When a character's energy fills all the way, which is shown by their portrait starting to glow, you click on them to use their unique skill. There's also an ultimate gauge that fills throughout the fight, which allows you to use one of your character's ultimates. And that's all of your input during fights. Also, you can probably tell the game's lagging quite a bit here, and the music was actually continuously cutting in and out during the fight for some reason, but I'm sure that'll all go away on its own. Right? The game then froze on a loading screen, forcing me to reset the game, which brought me to more story and gameplay. Next, the game forces you to level up a character and equip keepsakes, which are essentially gear, but the game doesn't tell you this. Then it throws you right back into the story. Now, tutorials that don't really explain anything at all are quite common in this game, but do you really need to know anything, though? Leveling up your characters just requires pressing a button that says level up your character, and when you go to equip gear, all you have to do is click the auto-equip button and the game will choose the best gear you have for said character on its own. No input required by you. Now the game does throw something a bit different in. Next, it takes you to a dungeon, which you actually get to move your characters around and run into enemies to start a combat encounter. So interesting. Okay, now, I know it sounds like I'm not really giving this game a chance, but at this point the lag has only gotten worse, making everything take so much longer than it should. But eventually we'll get through this. The game will give us a special gacha pull. It basically lets us choose an epic rarity character, and
화력은 모든 걸 해결해
Why is it lagging so much? And why is there no sound?
바이스타, 칼날의 헤드를 맡고 있지. 알아서 잘 모시도록.
Undead Ranger, huh? You look nice at least. Next, you get a tutorial on ascending characters, which basically lets you take copies of characters you've pulled and combine them to a higher rarity version of their self that's stronger and has a higher level cap. Also, at this point, the lag has just continued to get worse and worse. So, I had to restart the game again and to hope that it would fix it, and I think I'll just let this clip speak for itself. Yes! Finally! Finally, the game's not lagging out. It doesn't take me 5 minutes to scroll this far. Oh! And now that it's not lagging, I can actually scroll like this instead of having to... Oh! Now, I don't know why the footage suddenly zoomed in like that, but the lag has finally eased up. It's finally gotten to a playable level. And also, all the footage I recorded over the next couple of hours got corrupted and became completely unusable. Also, random pieces of footage I record after that just randomly decided to get corrupted for some unknown reason. Also, this corrupting issue only occurred while I was recording this game. Other things, I tested recording other things and didn't have the issue. And this game just hates me. Now we've gotten past some of the tutorials, I'm going to talk on the gacha system itself, along with the currency system in this game. The gacha works on a banner system like so many other games do. If you played a gacha game, you understand it. Have limited time banners for different characters, along with some permanent ones. But unlike other gacha games I've played, a sizable number of the permanent banners' currency can only be purchased with real money. Now to speak more on this, I'm going to have to talk about the currency system, because this feels really scummy to me, what they've done. The game has premium currency, of which it does give you a sizable amount, just for playing, naturally. But what's given to you for free counts as a separate form of premium currency than the premium currency you buy. Now, I know this might sound strange. The way it works is the premium currency they give you can only be used on certain things, mostly on limited time banners and purchasing things from this one shop that lets you get gifts to give your pulled characters. While paid currency can be used for all of those things and more. Again, as I've said, this comes off as incredibly scummy, because it is. But even worse, in my opinion, is the fact that premium currency, whether you paid for it or not, can't be used to purchase tickets for several of the banners. These tickets can only be obtained from events, certain events, and specific in-game activities. Except for this type summon tickets. There's a type summon banner, which you can only get tickets from either some very specific events that they decide to run from time to time, or purchasing them outright from the shop. Again, really scummy. Now next, I would normally talk about the gameplay, but there really isn't much to talk about on this. As I said earlier, all you do is basically you just click on whatever buttons light up on the screen during battle, and you really don't even need to do that. you can just automate. There's a button you can press on the top that just automatically presses them for you. So the gameplay just plays itself, as you can see by the sped up footage I've had playing here. Sometimes there'll be story dungeons that require you to actually move your characters around a field. All you're doing is running around, pressing a button when it says to, and running into enemies to have the combat play itself again. Now, as you progress through the game, you do unlock more features, such as this town mechanic that the game gives a very, very poor tutorial on. That's my tutorial? That's it? You didn't explain it! You didn't explain it to me! You also unlock the ability to go on outings with the characters you pulled to increase their bond level, which lets you play through love stories. Love stories. And yes, that is what the game calls them, which lets you learn more about the characters. Now, I've mentioned the story several times so far, and to be fair, there is a ton here. From the main story to sub-stories to love stories to all of these different things, there's so much here that it would take forever to go through it all. So, I'm just going to focus on the main story here. And on that, it's alright. It starts out as an isekai where your character is the savior, meant to save everyone. That everyone just immediately likes from the start, and has everything given to him, despite really doing next to nothing. Now that might sound harsh, but my character is literally made a lord of a city. Very, like the first hour of the game, made the lord of a city for simply watching as the characters I pulled obliterate all the enemies. And your character, let's say you wanted your character to be in the fight and all that, you can't because he's not a character that you can actually put onto a team to fight with. If anything, Miss Weiss here should be the one being celebrated for being the MVP of my team by just obliterating everything with her tank. Now, side note here, in case you couldn't figure it out, Weiss is by far my favorite character that I pulled. She just fits my sensibilities so much. Now, the story does get a little better as you progress through it, but it's simply not good enough to warrant the gameplay. Some might argue that the game's better played only for the story, in a manner similar to visual novels, but the story's not quite good enough for that either. And there are plenty of free visual novels out there that just blow this game straight out of the water. I guess the best way to describe it would be to say that neither the gameplay nor the story are good enough to warrant the poor quality of the other. Now, something important that I have to say about this is that Eversoul is originally a mobile game. And for a mobile game, it's fine. Hell, it might even be great. For something played on a PC or laptop, there are just simply much better options out there. If you have any suggestions for I should review next, or have criticisms for how I've reviewed this game, please tell me in the comments. I read every single one of them. I'd also greatly appreciate any likes or subscriptions that you deem me worthy of. But for now, thank you for watching, hope you enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you next time.